Alright, what's going on, everybody? You already know. So we're going to jump right into it. Today we're going to build finally a melee build using the melee frame. If you've not seen the other frame build videos, please check those out. Let me know if you like them. Let me know if you what I can do to improve on them, because that'll be awesome. So we're actually just going to start with something with default here, and just work away from there. Look at these bad boys. That's what we want right there, right? Okay, so anyway, as you guys are familiar, it takes a while to unlock some of these skills. So the balance frame will be the last and final frame video I do, unless something else comes out or they change them drastically. It's just that these frames take a while to unlock, especially the balance frame. This is quite, it has probably the more abilities, if not the most abilities. Talk about striker frame. Here, of course, you have your skill EX's detonate impact, which is pretty much the giant saber swing combo, and protection burst. It's pretty dope. It kind of saves you from death for a bit. It's really cool. The frame abilities, as you see here, there's more melee focused things with the EX break, power break, EX damage up, the reaction speed, which isn't pretty bad. I really don't like worrying about awakened abilities. But it's still really cool. I definitely will go the route with melee XP damage up and parts on critical. It's so that's actually pretty good. Whenever you drop on 25, you'll get the parts out on hit. But I think faster flinch build up might be something we may be worried about. Fighting NPCs, of course. In some cases, you can also just go for melee weapon damage up or melee power break up if you're farming for stuff. But in this case, let's go weapon melee, weapon damage up. Now it's interesting because since we're not going to use a weapon, we're going to use the fist style if that applies, but we'll find out. So we're not going to have any melee weapons, okay, and we'll get back to that in a second. However, as far as guns go, honestly, it doesn't really matter. Get you something that's kind of quick, something that can cover your butt. May it be something like a Buster rifle. And again, watch out for the charged beam shots and beam blasts. I can't even talk today. Because you're very vulnerable when you're charging it out. And it's very punishable. I do enjoy things like grenade shots though, because they're quick and they're strong. So I think we are going to go with something like, yeah, we're probably going to end up going with this bad boy right here. Actually, I really like the DOS rifle. I keep saying DDoS rifle. Or you can just have a really cool dual wield setup going on. I'm down with that, right? Let's do that. Let's get these bad boys. Alright, so next we're gonna get the head. The head, of course, is very limited in terms of what you can select because a lot of the abilities are radar based. Now, in some cases, you'll find some that has like exam and all that stuff, which is really cool. Every time I see that move set for the bear, I get excited and I realize it's the bear. So in this case, we could actually go with the G encoding. It's just more defensive passive. But in terms of radar, I don't see why not, because you honestly probably want to track people down, you know? Track people down and find them. And if you look at the information here, it detects things outside of range and the minimap. So, it's really good for tracking these down. And I really like the aesthetic of the Impulse Gundam. Same with the Freedom. strike ignore. Of course, they have more of the offensive traits. So I am going to kind of stay away from those. I think finding who I would need to kill is a lot better than trying to shoot them with the PPUs, especially if it's considered as ranged. Alright, so for the body, if possible, it would be nice to get something that can do something like this bad boy here, that has a self-defense or some kind of attack. Because we'll want at least 3 melee attacks, okay guys? Keep in mind, 3 melee attacks. A system such as the RG system or any kind of power-up system will actually be pretty good as well. That way you can be more consistent with your damage instead of worrying about the buff to do your damage. Smoke grenade definitely might save your life a little bit, but I don't think it will in the long run. If you have something to like cloak you, would be really dope because you can get in and get out very easily. We'll get to there, but definitely look for something that'll pop out at you. I'm not a fan of the F91 body because of the size and it not matching with everyone. But you know, let's play with NTD, shall we? All right, so for this, I already know I want to go with the Shining Gundam arms, and the Shining Gundam arms, of course, you see come with the shining finger, so we're definitely gonna go for that because we gotta look cool, right? As far as the legs go, I do want the either Meteor Strike. Buffalo Impact's fine. I don't like Ground Shaker. It takes too much to start up most of the time. But the legs I'm looking for is, I believe it's on the some of the UC Mass character suits or some of the G Gundam suits. Like Meteor Strike right there. It's really, really dope. Not a fan of the hidden armor ability from Nightingale. Or we could actually get Rising Gundam legs, which wouldn't be too bad. They won't look as cool, but let's check real quick, see if we see any more Meteor Strikes, because Meteor Strike is very strong, and it's very good in the sense of it's a lunge, a grapple, and it's a little tricky to get caught up in. But the problem is, however, I've run into a few times, well, more than a few, where you go to grapple and you drop the enemy, but you're still going through the animation, and you're very vulnerable. Yeah, let's stick with the Sinaju legs this time. Backpack. In this case, like, I don't want to pick something we've already used, just because it's already out there. In this case, let's either try to find another melee ability build, or let's find us something like cloak would be really, really, really good. This back would be fantastic. But as you see, when we go over here, we have, 3 grapples, an ability, and we still have an EX skill for our shield. So we actually might be good to get away with that. And again, the thing about this suit, it's good for like one-on-one destroying things, okay? So don't forget that. So let's work on this. We want it'd be nice to, and again, I'm using high grade, I'm gonna use the master grade stuff. I would definitely suggest the GN Claw mode, in the sense of, and again, this is the only the downside about this game is there's so few choices when it comes to like the variety of something. Because like these shield strikes and some of these attacks honestly are not that good. They're very short-ended. and they definitely does not feel well with it. As far as builder parts goes, we want something that to increase the. We don't care about range damage at this point. The only thing we have a ranged weapon is just to cover ourselves. Okay, so you can decrease your range damage to increase anything else. As you see, there's a lot of ranged attacks builder parts off from the get-go, but we'll get there. But the problem is you want to look cool. You gotta look cool. Granted, we don't have to do these. If we just want to make it look pleasing visually, we don't have to worry about that. That's the break power, and here's like damaging stuff. Totally down to do this. So we're gonna get the large anti-ship. We're gonna get 2 of those. We got one on the right. We got one on the left. Let's see. We're also gonna check. I know it's somewhere here. Okay, so in this case, if you want to be concerned about breaking stuff, that's fine, but be wary of them having increased possibility of, whoa, hello there. So you can go with the hammer. The pros of the hammer is the breaking power is pretty good, slightly, but you don't want to take that much more damage. So I would not go for this because it decreases the enhancement particle XP, which means you level up slower. Now this right here, this round spike is going to be amazing for us. Because like I said, we're not worried about all that. As far as movement speed, I would probably go for boost speed again. You can go with movement speed if you're more consistent, depending on what your regular movement speed is. But I would rather have boost speed and boost capacity than movement speed, because you're boosting most of the time. Knee crushers. Decreases beam damage reduction from beam barriers, which isn't bad at all. It doesn't matter because we're not worried about ranged weapon attacks either. Granted, again, you can turn all this stuff off. You don't even have to do this, guys. Alright, so I think what we're going to do is... where are you? I think we're actually good here. You know, like about 2 to 3 slightlies is actually a little bit. So nothing to worry about. We don't want to get too overbearing. And I want to keep the EXP flow coming in. And for something visually, let's go with I'm not too much a fan of the levs. Like visually, they're not pleasing anymore. They were kind of cool in previous in Gundam 3, but not as much anymore. Let's do it. All right. So first and foremost, we're gonna have to move some of these. Okay. Since we already are heavy with the shield on the other side, let's actually do this. Let's keep it as it is. Right backpack, okay? Right backpack. And let's also make this right backpack. We have somewhere to see it. I always do the wrong one first. Alright, so when it comes to rotating things like this, it really doesn't matter as long as you use the Z-axis. Unless you're very, very picky or you're doing a certain thing. So here, 25, can we make it 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Alright, let's do 30. The knee crushers are going to be interesting because I would rather have them on the side like that, and then $165. Let's move it closer in, then we'll move it down. And that'll be totally fine because we'll color it. We'll have it colored properly. This 180 and 165. See, like, it'd be cool if we actually make it like back spikes, you know? What's this again? 180, 165. Okay, cool. Brown, 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 brown. Like, as much as I do like it, it's like something that's not been done before, so I'm really, really tempted to move this. Like, even if we move the position, no, let's not do the whole claw thing. We're over that stage in our lives. You know, let's just go with what we had originally. How about that? And so you guys see that now. When doing this with models, it's sometimes annoying because visually it does not look correct. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep what we had originally. So for this bad boy, we could make it look really cool. Put it on one of the arms. So we can put it on the right arm. Hang on. See if this works. Actually, let's rotate this bad boy. Okay, we might be able to work with this. Cool. I'm kind of. Part of me would love to put it here, but you know, NT kind of does his thing. Now if we could do this. Some zone and intermix going on right here. That right there. There you go. Don't want to take too much time on this because this is where you can get caught up a lot in this. As you see, overall everything's melee EX or melee weapon attacks. So for everything, we have an antenna, we have NTD, Shining Finger. You have Shining Finger Sword and Shining Shot. I just like Shining Finger, it looks cool. Meteor Strike is pretty dope. We have the actual, this is the grapple with the gold frame back, but we're actually going to get the cloak, all right? Because we already have the claw mode. So that's 3 attack abilities, 2 technical buffs, and 1 cloaking to help you get around, engage, or disengage out of combat. Alright, you guys know what we're doing. It's time to paint this bad boy. Let's go.